Star Report. I am your host, Star. Friday night. Come on in. We must deal with batty boy behavior. Yes, batty boy behavior. I would like some type of younger Jamaican, or person from Yard to call in because, you know, I'm an older man and I saw that video of Busta Rhymes on stage in Atlanta. Oh, no. And the first thing I said to myself was, gunshot for the Fasseman. And that's not the right thing to say. That's cruel. That's that old school, you know, gunshot, you know, Chichi man. Anyway, what do you guys think? You saw the video. Don't act like you didn't. If you haven't, just Google Busta Rhymes dress Atlanta. Huh? Thunder thighs, baby making hips. Damn. Now, I was looking for a pant leg because he has worn similar outfits in the past. I saw Busta Rhymes on stage live, Madison Square Garden, him and Spliff Star. Oh, they got it in, huh? The crowd was with him. But he has been losing his appeal, you know, over the years. And I think it was the Essence Fest the last time, a couple of months back. You know, people were sitting down and looking at him, and he looked pregnant. So now I guess he's trying to connect to the younger crowd. And if I'm not mistaken, Missy Elliott has a tour, Genuine and some other people. And so I think this is what this was. I'm not sure. But call in, it's Friday night. You know, I am the purveyor of lower frequencies, proud bottom feeder, okay? Also, guys, Kamala Harris, or Kamala, whatever you call her, the correct pronunciation is Kamala Harris, but some people call her other things, Obama. Today, she was in North Carolina, and she rolled out, oh my goodness, her policy with regards to opportunity economy. Now, that has to deal with lowering the cost of living and public housing. Also, I got a showrunner here. Hold on a second. We got to get to the bullshit tonight. It's Friday. Oh, my goodness. Cesar Pina. I have the legal documents from his lawyer. Cesar Pina has applied to drive Uber and Lyft in New Jersey. This is one half of Rashawn Casey, that's DJ Envy, one half of his alleged Ponzi scheme. What was that thing called? Flippin' NJ? So this guy, Cesar Pina, people are trying to put his lights out. I'm not promoting that. I'm just saying, you know, he owes millions, multiple lawsuits. I think last time I checked, it was like 9 lawsuits, house arrest, and his lawyer is trying to get him or get some of the house arrest restrictions lifted. So his lawyer did submit paperwork to the judge that he applied to drive for Uber and Lyft and has been tentatively approved to begin work as soon as possible. How's that going to work if you are in the New Jersey area? I mean, I do take Uber. I have from time to time, not too often. But can you request Troll Babies, good evening. Can you request a certain driver? Can somebody request Cesar Pina as a driver? Can one of the people who he owes money to request that, Uber Eats Cesar Pina delivers my Domino's? I'm being silly. Hey, thank you for the donations early. Charlie's chow down to get your donations. Start on that bullshit. Sir, it's Friday. Okay, I am dedicated to the bullshit and the dumb shit. Erica got your donation. Kamala was in North Carolina, busted in that red outfit, squirrel party. Yes. We're going to discuss that this evening. And my title, in case you didn't take a notice, Busta Rhymes wears evening gown on stage in Atlanta. I see a lot of you saying dress. No, that's not a dress. That's an evening gown. Somebody want to call in and explain the difference? Ladies, that's a gown. And the way he was moving, you know, shaking his badunk-a-dunk. What say you? It's a different day and time. Maybe that sort of thing in the world of rap music is very, very much the norm now. Yes, no, maybe. You know, I don't even want to give Young Thug any credit, but he was wearing a dress years ago, and multiple other artists before Young Thug. In the world of rock and roll, man, I can go back to the New York Dolls. There was a whole glam rock era. So it's not just the rappers that are doing this and who were doing this. This has always been a thing, if you will. But now my question is, does Busta Rhymes wear eyeliner, mascara, concealer? That's what I want to know. Hey, Melanie, I got your donation. Thank you for tapping in. Hey, also to my alleged cousin, Darix. Darix, your emails go to my spam folder. Do you want to call in? You got to watch the language, and you keep emailing me stuff that has nothing to do with me. I'm a little, concerned. I don't want to be on any type of threads with lawyers and stuff like that, okay? But Darix, if you want to call in, let me know, all right? Okay, Cesar Pina reportedly driving Uber and Lyft coming up soon, and Kamala Harris. Hold on a second, guys. This is worth discussing tonight. I'm going to comb through the notes. Just give me some time. We got some folks lined up already who want to talk about this. Please, someone from Yard, call in, educate us. Have things changed? In Jamaica, Busta Rhymes is always talking about Jamaica, going home, but he was raised in Long Island, New York, born in Brooklyn, if memory serves me correctly. He moved out to Long Island very early age. Is this type of behavior acceptable now amongst Jamaicans? 314, good evening. 314.
What up, Star? How's it going?
It's
what
going,
up, Star?
Sir.
This is Manueli.
Hey, man, how are you?
Fighter.
Okay, it's great. Hey,
man,
what's up, man? Good to hear from you.
Oh, yeah. I just want to say thank you. The tips you gave me worked amazing.
Nice.
And I wanted for YouTube, and I wanted to talk about Obama.
Okay, let me get your information on the screen while you're talking. Take it away, man, and make sure you promote your platform. There you go, Manueli.
Oh, yeah. So I'm a professional fighter. I'm on YouTube, Manueli Adzo, and I post various things. Come over, check it out. Say Star sent you. But as far as Obama goes, yeah, I mean, to be honest, I'm sick of the Democrats. I'm sick of just every single time they come out with these handout type situations that just messes it up for everybody. I'm out here in California, so I can say firsthand that a lot of the stuff that the Democrats are doing is just ridiculous. It's like, I call them demon-crats, because what they do just seems to they destroyed California.
Clearly.
So I would never vote for Kamala.
Clearly.
I would never vote for her. She's out here making a mockery of black people. She's code switching left and right. She's not even black. She's Indian. You know what I'm saying? I just can't stand her.
Does she still think that Tupac is alive? Because back in 2020, Angela Rye was interviewing her, I forget where, and Angela Rye asked her favorite rapper alive, and she said Tupac.
I mean, that's crazy.
Has she been educated since? I would imagine so, yeah.
Probably not, because I think she just goes with whatever she thinks is popular, but she's not listening to rap music. She's not listening to hip hop.
Absolutely.
She's fake. She's completely fake. She's over here bringing in Meg Thee Stallion, switching her voice up. There's just so much exposing her. She's not black. She doesn't care about black people. She only all the black.
Hang on a second, Emmanuel. We've clearly went over all of that. Have you seen any parts of her new economic plan? She's focused on lowering the cost of living. Are you up to speed? It came out today.
Yeah, I'm up to speed. I breezed over it, but to be honest, anything that they put out, I just ignore it. It's the same thing that they always do. They always come out with some type of plan that's gonna give everybody a handout, and things never truly change. And it usually does damage to the black community.
Yeah.
So I can't say I looked into it super in depth, but as soon as I seen it, I'm like, it's just the same song and dance that they always do.
Yeah. Well, hey, man, I appreciate you, not just as a sponsor, but we've spoken in the past on your YouTube channel, which is on my showrunner right there. You're now filming yourself live when you work out. Yes, you just turn the camera on and let it rock.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm going live.
Yeah,
on my workout. So if you want to see how it is, professional fighter, working out, kind of, and I get in, I show you guys some different moves as well. But as a matter of fact, there's a really big UFC fight this weekend, UFC 305, the fight for Africa. You have one Nigerian fighter, or a real African, fighting a South African fighter who's white and who's talking crazy, talking about he's the real king of Africa and this and that. Israel Adesanya versus Drickett. So that's a fight that I'm very, very, as an African man, I'm very interested in that fight, and we'll be live streaming, that fight as well. So come on over, give a sub, and I'm almost at 18K. My goal is to get 18K subs by the end of August. So if we can make that happen out there, I'd appreciate that, guys.
Okay. Let's you and I talk behind the scenes because you got to be careful live streaming something. You don't want to get a copyright strike. So let's talk about how you.
Now I'm not going to be live streaming the fight. It's just going to be me watching the fights, talking.
Gotcha.
Talking about the fights.
Gotcha. Okay. Hey man,
exactly.
Great to hear from you. And also, before you go, are you working on any type of philosophy with regards to your fighting? Because as we spoke about before, it's not just combat, but it's a lot of mind work and preparation. Do you have a philosophy that you're building?
Yeah, definitely. So eventually in about 6 months, I'm going to release the website, and there's going to be various things on that website. So I'm just building everything up now so when I release the website, you guys can go straight there and get everything.
Okay. Great to talk to you, man. We'll catch up soon.
Right, great talking to you, my man. Have a good night.
Salute. Bye. One of my sponsors, Emanuele. All right. I would love to speak to a woman, a female, or someone who just has knowledge with regards to evening gowns. Busta Rhymes on stage, My nigga Spliff Star, who I met years ago. Is Spliff Star okay? I know he was going through some type of health, I'll just say concerns. Health concerns. Oh, Florida Boy Jay, he says, okay. Florida Boy Jay, do you want to tap in? Oh, I got a question. I've never asked this question before. Please think before you answer. Don't just, respond by way of emotion. Was Carmelo Anthony overrated? Let me say that twice. Never met the man. This is not personal. Was Carmelo Anthony overrated? How did he get so much money and play so long for the New York Knicks and still wind up ringless? They went through Allen Houston and others, so they should have known not to just give somebody that much money. And when I see this guy, I'm trying not to call him names. He's always got this stupid grin. Like he accomplished something in the number one market. New York. Marketing, advertising, endorsements, and, I know he got gold medals in the Olympics. Pride in for country. So what? Was he overrated? Florida Boy Jay, call it if you like, sir, okay? But we're focused on Busta Rhymes. Bernard, I got your donation. Busta got a zesty side. Sir, people have been saying that. I have no proof, but that was an evening gown he was wearing. Deeds says it was bell bottoms. I didn't see flare pants. I saw a whole gown, and a gown can have, well, a lot of gowns do have a slit so that the woman's legs can, move about freely. The Gangster of Love, he says, Bussy bust a bust. Fosse boy. Okay. Wait a minute. Is that Most High tapping in on a Friday night? The Most High.
Star.
Hey.
Peace.
Peace.
Wait a minute.
I need to talk to you,
Let me
man.
turn the TV down.
Please turn that down in the background. I have to. And come on, keep the emotion out of this. The Most High, was Carmelo Anthony overrated?
I'm gonna say yeah. I'm gonna say yeah. The reason why I'm gonna say yeah, I'm gonna be fair, but what I'm gonna say in terms of saying yes, but I'm gonna be fair about it.
Okay.
Number one, in terms of him coming out of college or him coming out of high school, he definitely was projected to be everything that he turned into in college. He went to Syracuse for 1 year in his freshman year. Mm-hmm. They won the national championship.
Right.
So he was definitely official. He was definitely worthy of whatever praise he had coming to him and whatever type of potential everybody thought he had. He definitely lived up to it in his freshman year of college on the biggest stage. So let's definitely give him his props in terms of that. Now on Denver, I'm a big proponent of the fact that all teams.
Denver Nuggets, for those who don't know, let's talk in layman's terms. Denver Nuggets.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So I'm always a big proponent of in team sports that it really does take a team to win and sustain a dynasty or sustained winning. So long story short is, again, also in Denver, he definitely hit the ground running and he definitely fulfilled whatever type of potential they expected him to have. And he definitely looked like the future of the franchise. So as we know now, maybe he might consider himself a little immature, but a lot of players who played during that time that he was on Denver with that particular coach, which was George Karl, they all had run-ins with him. So he's a good coach. He might be a disciplinarian, but he also rubs the players the wrong way a lot of times. Kenyon Martin had run-ins with him. Kenyon Martin had run-ins with him. You know what I'm saying? So it's a whole. His George Karl's son, Kobe Karl, went through bouts of not even speaking to him, even he was on the team and even throughout him growing up. So that might give
the Most High. Hang on a second, because this is not a main topic, but this has been irking me for years. Yeah, I was pissed when they got rid of Phil Jackson and kept Carmelo. Hang on a second. For those who don't know, Carmelo Anthony from 2003 till 2011 played with the Denver Nuggets. From 2011 to 2017, played with the New York Knicks. Then he went to the Oklahoma City Thunder for 1 year. Then he went to the Houston Rockets, Portland Trail Blazers, Los Angeles Lakers. Does he have a ring? I don't think he does. Ringless, right?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Well, I'm going to bring you home with this too. So
no, we're not bringing it home. I got time. How much money did the New York Knicks give him? And correct me if I'm wrong. Allen Houston, close to $90 million they gave him. He was a bust. Yes, Allen Houston.
Well, in terms of the money that they gave him, Carmelo. He was only going to give a play. Yeah, well, I thought you meant Allen Houston.
Good.
But in comparison, what that does is just shed light on how bad the Knicks are in judging talent and trying to pay guys who may be their best player, trying to pay them, superstar wages when they're not superstars. These are very good players. And unfortunately, Allen Houston and Carmelo Anthony are one-dimensional. So they don't really, right. They're not defensive players. They're not both sides of the ball players. They can score. Carmelo was maybe a little bit more versatile than Allen Houston was. Allen Houston was a pure shooter, but Carmelo had a little bit of a deeper bag in terms of scoring and offensively or whatever the case is.
Super pause on that, a deeper bag. But okay, hang on a second. Hold on. Florida boy Jay, sit tight. I might bring him in with us because it's Friday. We don't have to stick to the Busta Rhymes topic, but I do want to. I want to comb through this man once and for all. Florida boy Jay, if you're there, sir, just sit tight. I'm talking to the Most High. He like yourself, knows basketball. Back to you, the Most High, please.
So once again, the Knicks over the years, they've been playing their best player money that is usually reserved for superstars who are like transcendent players, faces of the league or whatever the case is. They just did it with Julius Randle a couple years ago. He's super overrated, even more overrated than Melo was. But bottom line is, when Melo got to the Knicks, it actually brought up the energy of Knicks fans. It brought up, it was a better look for the team, having somebody who could potentially be a foundation all-star Hall of Fame caliber player. So he did come at a time where the Knicks needed a player like that. And again, I will say again, as a proponent of team sports being a team, the Knicks never surrounded him with adequate pieces that he was going to challenge.
That is the biggest excuse you always hear. Now, hold on a second. From 2011 until 2017, how many playoff? Boy, Jay, you there?
Yeah, I'm right here.
Okay. How many playoff appearances do you know? The most high for the New York Knicks.
I'm looking it up.
11.
Jump in,
I want to say 3
Jay.
years.
Jump in, Boy Jay.
Yeah, I want to say he went to the playoffs for 3 years. I think the first year they missed it may have been 2015 season.
You got to come a little closer to the microphone. Pause.
Okay, can you hear me? I said, I think I'm looking it up now. I think the first season they missed the playoffs was the 2013-14 season.
The fact that you two guys don't know speaks volumes, because he was able to slither around, get paid big bank, and not win a ring for New York. And folks, if you're a basketball fan, the reason why this is so concerning, because again, the New York Knicks haven't won since Superfly was in the movie theaters. There was a gas shortage in America. It's insane. Floor Boy Jay, do you want to go from there, sir? Hang on, the most high let Floor Boy Jay talk. It's Friday night.
Yeah, real quick. I want to say that Carmelo Anthony, just like a lot of other NBA players, one thing we got to realize, I know it's funny to say, if you don't win one, you're a bum, but we got to be honest.
I didn't say that. We didn't say that. I just said, is he overrated?
Overrated, even at the overrated part. Just because he didn't win a ring, to me, does not mean Carmelo Anthony was overrated. He should have got drafted to the Detroit Pistons in the 2003 draft as the number 2 overall pick. That should have happened. There was no reason why he should have ended up on the Nuggets. Then when he ended up on the Nuggets, he overachieves, ends up playing even the first time, even though his initial year, ends up playing the MVP and Kevin Garnett. Second year in the playoffs, play the Spurs who win the championship. Then he plays the Spurs again in 2007, gets knocked out in the first round. Then the next year plays Kobe in 2008. I'm only saying this to say there was never a year that Carmelo Anthony had a team where niggas in the regular season, preseason, or postseason said, yeah, he has a contending team to win it all. They had a contending team to have a good record, maybe win 50, 60 games at best, but he was never the best player in the West and never had the best team in the West to have expectations to win a championship. So to me, he's not overrated.
I thank you, but that sounds like complete horseshit. Kristaps Porzingis was drafted in the first round by the New York Knicks. Yes, first round, 2015. Yes. Played with the Knicks from 2015 to 2019. So what did he play? 2 years with Carmelo? That would have been a great. Well, it was because when he came in, he was on fire. I don't know what happened. Maybe injuries.
He kept getting hurt.
Okay. So why did they trade him?
They just kept getting hurt.
Did Carmelo say get him out of here?
What about Jeremy Lin?
Did Carmelo?
What about Jeremy Lin? Right. How about this? Now, can I please support my overrated part? I did enough being objective in terms of his career. Yes, can I support him being overrated?
Yes, sir.
When Linsanity hit New York, right? That was at a time that Carmelo wasn't even playing. He was hurt. So at the end of the day, by the time Jeremy Lin started start cooking or whatever, he started building rapport with whoever was on the Knicks when Carmelo wasn't playing. So that meant Amari Stoudemire and whomever, I don't know, Landry Fields. I don't know the exact 12-man roster, but I know the Knicks were cooking when Jeremy Lin was running the show for that little time. So at the end of the day, we're talking about Jeremy Lin scoring and making the whole entire team better. Now, the reason why I say he's overrated is because Melo is a legendary ISO, as you said, Star, volume shooter, right?
That's what I've always called him, a volume shooter, and I hate that name, Mello. Go ahead, I'm sorry, man. I'm wilding.
So long story short, he definitely would get his buckets. No ifs, ands, or buts about that. His NBA peers, the superstars, all-stars, or what have you, they all talk about to this day how tough of a cover he was, how tough it was to guard him and what have you. And it's true. He was giving people buckets. Now, also on the other hand, he definitely was not known for making his teammates better.
Right.
He's not known for that.
Stop right there. That's plenty. I don't want to spend too much time on Carmelo Anthony. Florida Boy Jay, back to you, and I want you to stay on the line, Florida Boy Jay, after I finish with the Most High. Are you there, Florida Boy Jay?
Yeah, I'm right here, yeah.
Go ahead. You have the floor, sir.
Yeah, like my whole point when it comes down to Carmelo Anthony, even with the Knicks, I feel like, did he make certain decisions that prevented him from a ring? Like not signing the 3-year deal like LeBron and Wade did back in 2006?
Right.
Yeah. Right. I feel like he did things to prevent himself from winning the ring. Yeah. But the teams that he had in the way that he played, he's a 5-level scorer. He did what he had to do with the teams that he had, and you could even say with those Nuggets teams with George, like we said before, like with George Karl, you had to overachieve and overcome George Karl's incompetence. You had to overachieve and overcome the Knicks and Stoudemire going out with the injury. Jeremy Lin being inconsistent. This nigga wasn't going to beat LeBron in the big three with the Heat. He wasn't going to beat the Spurs if he got to the finals. He wasn't going to.
Let me say this, and I'm going to land my plane here. You know, I wish that Lenny Cook would have made it to the NBA. I laugh. That's right. I hear you laughing. You know, he probably would have got a ring for the Knicks. Anyway, Florida Boy Jay, sit tight. I need you. The Most High, thank you for tapping in, man. Anything else you want to mention or promote?
Nah, well, real quick. First of all, I'll never laugh at Lenny Cook. He's from my hood where I grew up at.
No. He was the truth. I'm not laughing at him. No. The truth.
Yeah. No question. I'll never get that twisted. But definitely, you know, thank you for the topic. Thank you for letting me share and what have you. And also too, I went on Tariq Nasheed's website. And
let's talk about that behind the scenes. I want to stay focused on what we're doing. You know, all right. I support Tyreek, but I don't know nothing about what's going on his website. Talk behind the scenes, all right?
Peace, Lord.
Peace. Okay, full boy Jay, sit tight. Right. Left-handed, I see you. Left-handed, hold on a second. Sit tight. Florida boy Jay, hold on. Rory, I got your donation. Which Rory is that? Okay, yeah, Rory, call in after I finish with Florida boy Jay. Or unless you guys got to work something out. I don't know. I'm not trying to start nothing. Call in after. Okay, here's Blade talking about Busta Rhymes and the rituals. Thank you, Blade. Trevor, I got your donation. Mello was the truth. He just got fat and lazy. Sir, wasn't he always lazy? He never played defense. Not that I saw. Matt, the mad scientist, got your donation. Oh, they didn't even retire his number in Denver. Facts. Hold on a second. Hold on one more. Okay, Kurt, I got your email. Thank you so much. Okay. Florida boy Jay, but let's go to Busta Rhymes for a second. Did you see the evening gown on stage in Atlanta?
The red latex leather BDSM leather gown he had on?
Yeah.
I mean, I thought he was going to come on the stage with a whip, too. I mean, like, what is he doing?
Yeah.
First, he talked about Black Americans ain't got no culture. Then he start wearing bussy outfits. Is this some type of expression? Is he trying to tell us something?
Yeah,
he got his hype man.
He was on the runway and he was serving. Butch Queen stunt serving. He was serving.
Is this decision-making culture that helped start hip-hop? That's all I want to know. Is this decision-making culture that is installed and ingrained in you guys' DNA, and then you come over to America and start twerking and start wearing leather dresses? And what's going on with this? That last album, Blockbuster, was hot ass. It was terrible.
He's gone out sad. He went to the Essence Festival. Nobody was messing with him there. Now Missy Elliott, a Black American woman, a Black woman, has to grab this Jamaican Bati boy and bring and.
Well, we have to say alleged Bati. I mean, it's Bati boy behavior, but we don't know if he's necessarily smoking poles. Let's slow down. Let's slow down.
Yeah. Black American has to, and he's been riding Missy Elliott's coattails since day one. His whole image, the look, that's how I know he's been cosplaying. I'm gonna cook. He's been cosplaying Missy Elliott for years.
I have to jump in. I have to jump in. They were on the same label, and Sylvia Rohn, who I know very well, they had a very intense promotion and marketing department. So what you saw by way of similarities came from the mind of Sylvia Rohn and the whole label. So it's not so much that she was leading the charge, but they had a team behind them on Elektra. Go ahead.
I'm aware of Violator. I'm just kicking this nigga back in. I ain't giving him no credit.
Okay.
Yeah. I know the facts. This ain't the nicest facts right now when I'm kicking this nigga back in. Hold on. He ain't give us no facts. He was trying to tell niggas who started hip hop.
Right.
Why we got to give facts to his original concept that was behind that?
Let's go.
Yeah. So he bit off of Missy Elliott from the videos to the sound and the energy. And that's why she could go on a tour, because her music resonates. And now she got to bring this whole ass nigga along like we came to see him. No, he's a bum. He's getting his karma for misrepresenting and disrespecting his whole fan base of Black Americans. I never seen him shoot a video in Jamaica. I never seen him do any reggae music. I never seen this nigga do nothing for Jamaica. So your whole fan base is the people you disrespected. Now we kicking you back in with this leather BDSM red nightgown on, nigga.
That was a gown, my nigga. That's a gown. Hold on a second.
That was a moo-moo. That was a moo-moo. Where was his bonnet? That was a moo-moo, star. Come on now.
Hold on a second.
That nigga had on the Snuggie.
Sit tight. Left-handed, peace. Thank you for your patience. How are you, man?
Peace. What's good?
Peace.
Florida boy Jay was popping.
Hang on. Now, I couldn't have this conversation without you. You are a Knick fan official, but I've never asked a question before. Was Carmelo Anthony overrated? Now, my feelings, New York tri-state area. If you're not getting the Knicks a ring, get out of here. What say you, sir? Left-handed.
First of all, I'm gonna preface this by saying I'm a Carmelo Anthony dude, right? I think that he should have stayed. He got the championship that 1 year at Syracuse. I think I was on the side of him staying, because I'm a proponent for the education. He came out, did his thing. You know what I mean? The answer to your question, Star, was he overrated? I'm gonna say yeah. I'm gonna say yeah. Based on the simple fact that I think a lot more was expected out of Carmelo Anthony. I think that the Olympic, once upon a time, he was doing his thing. He was killing the Olympics. He was the leading scorer all time, whatever. And he kind of rested on those laurels. I think that, him being a clutch shooter and the scorer that he is, has to definitely be respected. But I think that we know the history, we know the science. He was kind of, to me, it was like Carmelo was never there at his best when he was with the Linsanities or the Porzingises. It was always somebody was hurt or some other stuff was going on. You know what I mean? I thought really they had their best shot, man, when Mike Woodson came along and replaced D'Antoni. But I think was that the year that Stoudemire hit the fire hydrant or something and cut his hand up against Boston in the playoffs. Yeah, I guess say my bad. But I just think that, man, when you talk about Carmelo and being overrated, I say yeah. Because to me, I think Carmelo should at least has a little bit more status than he has. I mean, you talk about him as a scorer, but then, like you just said, Star, defensively, he was a matador. Nothing was going on defensively, so that kind of takes away from his whole vibe. You know what I mean? I'm gonna respect Carmelo for what he did as far as putting the ball in the ball in the basket. Absolutely, But as in totality, I think that it was putting not the cart before the horse, but they kind of overrated. To answer your question, I said yeah. I would say yes.
I'm looking at his stats. NBA All Rookie First Team 2004, NBA Scoring Champion 2013, 4-time All NBA Third Team, 2-time All NBA Second Team, 10-time NBA All Star, NBA 75th Anniversary Team. As you guys already said, NCAA Final Four Most Outstanding Player. The list goes on and on and on, but he did not get a ring for the Knicks. I mean, dog, come on, we're talking the Knicks, man, and it bothers me when he's in Madison Square Garden, you know, and they're like, yeah, Melo, come on. When will the Knicks? I'm sorry, go ahead.
No. I'm saying, you know, to me, there's nothing wrong with that because, again, he did his thing when he was at the Knicks, man. You know what I mean? We just came up kind of short.
Everything is wrong with that. No, everything is wrong with that. You couldn't do that in other cities if you don't get a ring. They don't applaud you like that. No, I'm sorry.
You bugging. They put a mid-season tournament banner up for the Lakers. A mid-season tournament banner, not an NBA championship. So, I mean, yeah, they do celebrate the little things, but give it up for Melo, man. You know what I mean? So, I'm not mad at that. But to answer your question, I'm gonna say, yeah, he was overrated. I'm answering the question, yeah.
Okay. Anything going on with your platform? New banners? How's Yada Bear? What should we know in terms of your platform? Please, left-handed.
Yeah, everything is everything over here down in sports, man. Yada Bear just got back from a vacation in the Dominican Republic. She had a great time.
Okay.
I got to get at you, man, in regards to a banner, man. So I'll send you an email and we'll chop it up. But yeah, everything is everything, man. Just wanted to say, get ready for football season, man. Florida Boy J, you already know what it is. Down in Sports Talk Tuesday nights, man, 8 to 9 p.m. You already know. I'm going to get out of here, so I appreciate you, man.
Thank
Florida
you, man.
Boy J, be good.
Salute.
All
yes,
right,
sir.
salute.
Okay.
Salute.
All right, Florida Boy Jay, thank you for your patience, man. Yeah, I had to get left-handed on the line. It's Friday night, guys. We're just jumping around and discussing a few topics. Busta Rhymes on stage in Atlanta. Is this what it's come down to for him? Because as you said, Florida Boy Jay, his stardom has been dwindling. I think this is Jace who wants to tap in. Okay.
Yeah, Busta Rhymes honestly has, at this late stage in his career, how we talk all the time, how all the old niggas got to toe the line and buck dance like Fat Joe and these other niggas for jobs and go on these tours.
Right.
Once you disrespect your main fan base,
mm-hmm.
nigga, you can't do the Essence Festival no more. That's a Black American staple. You can't go on no stadium tour anymore.
Right.
And those are Black Americans who gonna buy that. I ain't never seen no Mexican or Hispanic come out, put on that Busta Rhymes. I ain't never, you know what I'm saying? Like, Asians may mess with Busta Rhymes.
Yeah.
Like I said, he didn't establish roots in these cultures that he's pandering to speak disrespectfully, and now he's paying the price.
Right. Hold on a second. I want to make sure I'm promoting HudsonTubs.com, HudsonTubs.com for all sorts of reglazing bathtubs, not just antiques, but valuable bathroom sinks, bathtubs, commodes, and other things. As for Maurice, tell him I sent you, okay? Julian, I got your donation. He says, Jeremy has a ring with the Raptors. Yeah. These people always leave New York and then go get a ring someplace else. Pamela, I got your donation. Thank you so much. Never use Lynn as an excuse. He was good for a month.
On God.
Yeah, Lynn Sanity. Yeah, you're so right. Matt the Mad Scientist, 1 month. Hey, also, you and I spoke earlier with regards to what is that young guy's name? Is I Show Speed?
H. Frost and I Show Speed. Yep.
I have to say salute to. I mean, I'm familiar with him, but I don't really watch his live streams. It's very, very too young for me, but he's entertaining as hell. He choked out Aiden Ross.
Absolutely. choked out Aiden Ross right in front of Dana White, right in front of all those right in front of all those white fanboys.
Right. Now,
at the event.
does Aiden Ross, is he supposedly a wrestler? Because I guess people were assuming that the black guy, I Show Speed, couldn't wrestle, but he grabbed him and within less than a minute, put him in the full Nelson, choked him out. Aiden Ross tapped out.
No. Aiden Ross is he's just a small hat streamer.
Okay.
That participates, that kind of went viral off of kind of same thing with Busta Rhymes with the Zestivities, and
Hey, Rory, can you?
It's a white boy summer.
Rory, can you sit
it's a white boy summer.
Hey, Rory,
talking all that white boy shit.
Turn that down.
You jealous? It's a white boy summer.
Hey, turn it down in the background. We got the echo and all sorts of stuff. I got to put you on hold. Give me a second. White boy Rory.
Yo, what's up, Star?
There you go. What's
yeah,
cracking?
I heard him talk about white this and white that. Here we go again with the whitest black dude coming on the line trying to be pro-black. What happened, man? What happened? What you said? Charles Barkley was a bum because he didn't get no ring.
Out of the training butt. You got your nose out of training butt to call in. What you got going on?
Country
what you got going on now? White boy calling in.
Country
White boy calling in. What are you talking about now, bro? Are you drunk again?
I know.
Are you drunk again off Bussy juice, nigga? What are you calling in for, white boy?
It's Friday night. I worked all week. Why wouldn't I be drunk again?
By the upper class white dog week. Now you're calling.
Are you completely sober? Are you completely sober and zesty on a Friday night? Are you completely sober and zesty on a Friday night?
You are the bottom of the barrel.
Are you worried about moisturizing, rather than get your head right on a Friday night?
Why don't you make another potato casserole? You homeless
guys. We have to do one at a time. Hold on, guys. See this? I don't want this yelling. Slow down. Listen to me. Rory, now you sent a nice donation. I appreciate that. But if you're gonna,
his boyfriend's in the donation.
Okay, it's got to be one at a time, or I got to put you on hold. Rory, do you want to hold? Let me finish the Florida Boy Jay. Or do you want to? What are we gonna do?
He don't know what he want to do. That's why he talks to niggas with wigs, Star. He don't know what he want to do. That's why he sits there in a skirt and heels on Friday night and picks up unsuspecting men and waits to take them back home to take the wig off. This nigga is a homo. This nigga is 100% pussy boy. Only participates in zestivities. He sits here on the line, has his thumb up his butt with his feet hanging off his bed, calling the Star Report the downtrodden on black people because the real white people been kicking his ass all week, kicking his back, and all week at work, calling him a piece of shit, calling him a potato kisser, calling him all types of Irish slurs. Now he's calling into the Star Report. He can feel better about being at the bottom class of white people. We already know what type of Yahoo this is.
Okay, sit tight, Florida Boy Jay. Rory, are you responding? You sent a donation. You said you
take that thumb out your butt before you talk to us.
You said I have to talk to Florida Boy Jay. Rory, where are you?
No, I never said I have to talk to him. It'd be better if I never talked to this zesty ass country bumpkin again.
I got your donation.
It'd be better if I never ever talk.
Okay. I'll put you on hold. I'll put you on hold.
No, you Florida Boy Jay. No, hold on. He ain't gonna say all that. I'm not gonna get a chance to talk.
Nigga, this ain't no speed dating. Whole ass
Look at him jumping in. Look at him jumping in.
Florida Boy Jay, let him speak. Florida Boy Jay, let him speak.
You a fan.
Florida Boy Jay.
Look at him jumping in.
Florida Boy Jay. Friday, I don't want to do the yelling. You have to let him speak now. Let you speak, Florida Boy Jay.
Yo, he a whole chest bag, man. Everybody can see it. This dude is zesty country bumpkin. He the type of zesty country bumpkin that gets into an argument with a real nigga and tell him, kiss my grits, and turn around and walk away with a switch. That's what he does. He tells other black dudes, kiss my grits, and he walk away with a switch. Come on, man. Ain't nobody... Come on, man. This dude talking about doing his skincare and moisturizer on a Friday night instead of having a drink and a cocktail and enjoying the show. That's the difference. That's the difference. How you manicure?
Guys, it has to be one at a time or I just have to slide off. Come on. It has to be one at a time.
nigga. What happened? What happened? Exactly,
Kiss
nigga.
my
We ran
crib.
down on you. You was
Kiss my
on you.
crib.
Then you disappeared from the Star Book for the summer. Then you're calling back like everything's all good. Nah, nigga. Nah, CBS Rory.
No
Where you
wonder.
at, CBS
Yo,
Rory?
Buster only
Where you
put
at,
on a dress
CBS
when he went
Rory?
down south by
Where
you.
you at, CBS
That's the only
Rory?
time
We
Buster
ran
put
down
on a
on
dress.
you while you were
Buster
getting
wasn't with no
mascara
dress in New
and you were
York.
getting your
He was
goddamn
wearing a
tampons,
dress when he
put
crossed
you
the
in that
Mason Dixon
headlock,
line.
beat you down, then you ran off the Starport for weeks. CBS
Kiss my
Rory.
grits.
CBS Rory.
Yo, FB.
Come on,
Yo,
nigga.
Lady
Come
Boy
on,
J.
nigga. We told you.
Kiss my
We told
grits.
you, niggas. We told you, niggas. We gonna put hands and feet, nigga. You can talk to them other niggas like that, call on Starport off there. You never gonna talk to me like that, white boy. White boy got the hemmed up by the makeup line, nigga. Yeah.
White as hell. White as hell.
Okay.
Are you
White
done?
as hell.
Exactly.
All right, guys, I got to get back to the show, Rory. Unless you
Yo,
want,
Lady Boy J, kiss my grits.
Unless
hey,
you wanna-
don't get your eye medication have you got stopped in it. Nigga.
Florida Boy J,
You get
hold
beat
on
up
a
by
second.
some niggas.
Okay. Florida Boy J's on hold. Rory, do you want to address Busta Rhymes wearing an evening gown on stage? Florida Boy J, let him speak. Let him speak. Busta Rhymes.
No, I'm kind of done with him. He's zesty as hell. He's like a little black poodle dog with his blonde dyed dreads, you know. Yo, Aunt Lady Boy J, kiss my grits.
Okay.
Hey, honey, kiss my grits. You know, and that's the type of zesty southern dude he is.
Okay.
But yo, I want to hit on the topic. Never mind that guest spot. Never mind that guest
Get
spot.
to the topic. Get to the topic. Get to the topic. Come on.
Yeah.
Get to the topic. Come on.
Yeah, we are. Yeah. Carmelo Anthony is a bust. He always was a bust. You know, he's the worst player that ever played for the New York Knicks. He's a lazy ass black dude who couldn't play defense for his life. Was scared to get bodied by anybody, go in the paint, and he didn't rebound for nothing. So he was the worst player the Knicks ever picked up. He's way overrated.
I think so.
He ain't got no rings. He choked every time. He didn't have to play against Michael Jordan or Scottie Pippen. So there is no excuses for punk ass Carmelo Anthony.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No excuses. No excuses whatsoever. And as far as Kamala Harris, you know, she's just another phony, man. Now she's talking about building more projects for black people. That's what she's gonna do. Like projects and
for migrants
has been a really good thing
for migrants
for the black experience, right? So she's not even gonna give it to them. She's gonna give it to the illegals anyway.
Yeah, that's what I said.
You know, you haven't heard her say one thing about stopping the border or not giving more money to these illegals. No, she's gonna bring more in. So the public housing and the money she's talking about giving out, that's not going to Americans. That's going to foreigners. That's part of her plan.
Right,
She's been down with that since day one. Look what she did to California.
Yeah.
Look what she did to California. California is more Hispanic, foreign-born Hispanic than anything else right now.
Well,
anything else.
It used to be part of Mexico, so.
Don't nobody care about that. Look at the rest of Mexico. Look at the rest of Mexico. Imagine if that was still a part of Mexico. What would it be? You tell me.
Okay.
If white people didn't take California, and it stays with Mexicans, what would it be?
Okay.
It would be drug cartel land and prostitutes from goddamn, the Oregon border down to Tijuana.
Gotcha. Rory, I got to take other calls, man. Great to talk to you. Good to talk to you.
All right, Star.
Salute.
Yo, FBJ, kiss my grits.
Okay. All right. You tapped out. Okay. All right. Floor Boy Jay, I'm going to finish up with you, man. I appreciate you calling in about Carmelo Anthony. You want to finish kicking Busta Rhymes back in or what? Are you good?
we just had to pack up a potato farmer. I just love hearing immigrants from impoverished countries talk about other immigrants from impoverished countries coming over as visitors. Anyway, Back to this real stuff going on. Last thing I say about Busta Rhymes is just like the dirty white boy called it. You got niggas who come to America, not from this country, will be back home working 15 jobs, farming potatoes or selling weed at the airport like a nigga like Busta Rhymes. You come over to America, you get your little bag, then you want to talk down at the same people you cosplay to get rich off of. Like I said, this is not a Jamaican dance hall artist. This is not a reggae artist. This is a nigga who came in as a rapper, got his little bag, started shaking his little bussy. He started getting into zestivities, and now Bussy boy, chicken's coming home to roost. We packing Busta Rhymes up. We taking his FBA day pass. We checking everybody just like Kamala Harris. We checking her FBA day pass. We running numbers. Who you from? Where you from? And if your information ain't check it out, we packing you up.
Okay. Great to talk to you, man. Let's chop it up this weekend when time permits. All right.
Absolutely, man. Have a great show.
Thank you. All right. Florida boy Jay. Marshall Bussington, I got your donation. Oh, Star, it's sadness me that I missed your Bambata episode. I was looking forward to hearing about his various buttocks exploits. I would have called in. Yeah, I moved on from the story. As I said, I've said that years ago. I wish everybody the best. But, it's not personal for me. I even took down my website, or one of my websites, one of my YouTube pages, Hip Hop on Trial. I've done enough. Salute to Doggy Diamond. Somebody sent me a clip of Doggy Diamond speaking about what he did. He did a phenomenal job, and a host of others. Again, Captain Tazariaka, King Simon, Sarnetta. I think King Simon sent me a text. Hold on a second. Okay, hold on a second. There he is now. Irritated Genie. There's so many people who took part in the collective efforts after I broke that story. But I don't know what else to say, man. Thank you for your donation, Marshall Bussington III. Hang on a second. Duran, I got your donation. Yo, Star Carmelo Anthony is number 10 on the all-time NBA scoring list. Yeah, I'm sure, sir. He didn't play defense. He's like the Dan Marino of football. Marino goes back, the quick release, ringless. But thank you for your donation. Area code 443. Sit tight. You're up next. 443. Okay. Blade. Okay. Thank you, Blade. He says 24 years ago or 23 years ago, Busta Rhymes offended the small hats. Oh, so this is some type of ritual? Okay. Well, he clearly looks like he's been buck broken. Okay. Hey, Camille. Camille just sent me a link to her latest episode, Coffee Chat with Camille. Let me get her on the screen. That's one of my sponsors. And guys, luxuryopticdesign.com. You can get a 20% discount if you go there and you say Star sent you. Okay. Hold on a second. Let me get Camille's information on the screen here. Camille. Coffee Chat with Camille. Pardon me. Great content. And she is a sweetie. She's called in on multiple occasions. Area code 443, Friday night, up to speed. Busta Rhymes wearing evening gowns now. 443.
Pimp. The pimp god is good.
Hey, man, is that who I think it is?
It's the one and only Yellow Jesus. I don't like all the mellow slander. I'm from the west side of Baltimore.
Let's go.
All this mellow slander
Let's go.
has to stop. Mellow is top 10 scoring list all time.
You're right.
28,000 points.
Right.
Over the great Moses Malone, who's a top 3 center all time.
Okay.
I'm putting Moses over Kareem all the time, every day.
and that's just me. But artist Melo Slander, he's a 3-time gold medalist. In fact, he's from West Baltimore, and we're going to support Melo. We're not taking him off the mountaintop. If Melo had the team around him and the coaching around him as LeBron,
the tools he needed to get the job done,
they didn't give him the tools, and then they changed the game. Listen to what I'm saying. They made the game less physical around the time LeBron started winning. Remember, like, Melo game was putting his body on you, beating you an old school game, Karl Malone type stuff. And then they took that out the game. Then they made Melo a 3-point shooter. They just wanted him to shoot. And his game is putting his weight on you.
Yellow Jesus, can I jump in?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey, man, it's so great to hear from you. And I heard the smoke detector going off in the back.
That means we own it. That means we own it. So that means if we still in the same spot, ain't nothing go nowhere.
Right. Now, hold on. You told people maybe 3 or 4 years ago the smoke detector keeps going off because your ceilings are so tall, right? Or something like that.
I can't reach it, Star. I got a ladder. I be smoking. I be high. I don't even feel like it. I can't reach it.
Good to hear from you, man. So, all right. So Carmelo Anthony, yes, a phenomenal scorer. But my thing is, never mind the Olympics. Never mind what he did in college. No ring for the Knicks, man. For the Knicks.
Who got rings for the Knicks except for Phil Jackson? And who got rings for the Knicks? Nobody. Willis Reed got a ring for the. Nobody got no rings for the Knicks. So if you gonna say that about Melo, say something about Bernard King.
Walt Frazier.
Say something about that.
Walt Frazier back in the day, 73.
Walt, yes, we gonna give it to Walt, but that was 1973, Star.
Exactly. That's my point. Hang on. Yellow Jesus. That's my point. No ring since 73. Come on, man. Go ahead. Back to you.
They actually have a chance this year.
Okay.
I like how they built their team, and I like how their team's put together. They got them boys. They won a championship together in college, and they know how to play together. Okay. The Knicks would have went. They might have went to the finals if they weren't so injury riddled.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda.
But this year this year is going to be a lot of fun watching basketball if you're interested.
Well, listen, I don't want to focus too much on what's coming up in the future, man. Great to hear from you, man. What's pop with your channel? You still streaming live? What's going on with you?
Oh yeah, I'm back. I had to go to jail. I had to do a little bit of time.
Okay.
But that's what
small thing to a giant.
So I was nowhere, but
small thing
I'll
to a
be
giant.
back soon when I get back. Yeah, that's nothing.
Nothing.
But you see, the house is still intact. So that's all that matters. But and then back on the Busta Rhymes. Busta been doing that. Busta Rhymes was Andre 3000 before Andre 3000. If you remember back in the 90s,
that's a fact.
Busta Rhymes wore a prom dress to MTV Awards in 96?
Didn't he have on a halter top one time with some type of a choker?
Man, he had his breast exposed. His breast, Busta's breast was exposed in the halter top.
Right.
Yes, you are correct.
Right. Yo, Jesus.
You know what? Busta should have quit. Years of Busta waited. He got too much teeth in the game. You see how Jay-Z quit and then come back?
Right.
Busta needed a new hustle. He just rapped since 1992.
Okay. And
like he's going back to what he did in 96. We don't want to see that no more, Busta.
Yeah, no, he's older, his body is different now. And if memory serves me correctly, he was on stage maybe 5 years ago leaning over and he fell off the stage and busted his head. Do you remember that?
Yeah, that's when he had that weight on him, but he's on Ozempic now. He's lost that belly.
Right.
He's back.
Okay. I got to take other calls, man. Great to hear from you. Stay in touch,
yes,
man.
Sir.
Email me
Blessings.
or something. Salute. Yes,
you
sir. Pimp. Okay. Good man right there. Yellow Jesus. Wait a minute. Peace, King Simon. Thank you for tapping in, sir. How are you, King Simon?
Peace, sir. How are you, sir? How's everything?
Life is great, man. I'm down here in Emerald Isle. The Squirrel Party channel is popping. What can I say, man?
Yeah, I've been watching it. I've been checking it out because my squirrels are acting up in my backyard.
Hey,
like, wait a minute.
Listen, I'm giving consultations to people who want to set up a little a similar setup like I have in their backyards, man. Don't fight the squirrels. The squirrels, you can't stop them. You can't. People setting up little bird houses. The squirrel's going to get up in there. Gonna get up in there.
Yeah, I've seen you in them Blue Jays and all that stuff. And it's common because it just lets me know that animals have a consciousness, man. Just respect the consciousness.
Right. Yeah, man.
Unlike the conscious community.
You everything okay? Everything okay over there?
Yeah, everything cool. Okay. I'm just having fun, man. But I go back with Busta and Flatbush back in the day, East Flatbush. So we come from that area. But Busta been doing that wild stuff for a long time. My family Jamaican. I remember, we've done interviews together while we was in Jamaica. So people that say he never did this and filmed that in Jamaica, yes, he has. He's filmed a few things because my cousin is one of the PDs over on RJR Radio right now. I did an interview with Busta years ago back in Jamaica while he was filming some stuff out there. So. Yeah, he has. It's just that you haven't heard about it. But all that dress, I thought it was big pants. I thought it was big flare, flare pants. I didn't know it was a whole dress.
Well, now hang on, King Simon. For those who don't know, I'm talking to King Simon from Brooklyn, New York. Me and this man have history. I was looking for some type of bell-bottom pants. I didn't see that. Deeds said to me, it's bell-bottoms. I said, Deeds, I don't see bell-bottoms. It looks like a gown. Now he's worn similar
in some of the pictures. Some of the pictures, it look bell bottom, but it could be a gown. But like the brother that came before said, he wore a dress. He did this. I don't put nothing past Busta no more. He's gonna do what he do, man. Respect his music all my life. I trained to some of the music, workout, and him and like you said, remember it was Miss Roan. I think it was Roan that helped him with those two. Yeah, man. Big up to her, man. She was big back in the day.
Love her.
They definitely did a whole campaign with him and Missy. So they're like brothers and sisters in that whole campaign. So so I understand that.
Yeah.
So it's all good. How you been?
I'm great, man. I'm trying to take a little vacation, a trip somewhere, but I don't want to travel in the heat. So more than likely after Labor Day. But listen,
okay, yeah, that's.
Other than that, everything is great, man. Any thoughts, or are you up to speed on Kamala Harris? She has released her plan. It's a very aggressive, populist economic agenda, focusing primarily on lowering the cost of living. Are you up to speed on anything?
Yeah, I've been in and out of that. Politics and religion gets on my nerves, bro. So I don't even get into it too much. It just, that's one thing I don't argue about. That's what we used to say in Jamaica. We don't argue about politics and religion. Leave that alone, because I've seen what she's doing, but everything is still talk as far as I'm concerned. Everybody's talk. Trump is talk. She is talk. Everybody's talk as far as I'm concerned. But whoever wins, and we just gonna keep on doing what we got to do, Star. You know how that works. We not stopping. And whatever plan she has for the quote unquote minority community that engulfs everybody that have melanin, whatever, or that might be of.
Can I jump in?
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Can I jump in, King Simon? I don't see anything here about the minority community. What I see is limiting America's annual out-of-pocket spending on prescription drugs to $2,000, providing up to $25,000 in down payment support for more than 1 million first-time home buyers, calling for the construction of 3 million new housing units over the next 4 years, expanding an existing tax incentive for developers who build affordable rental housing.
Okay.
So that's for Americans. I don't see nothing about minorities.
Yeah, exactly. Whatever she going through, it won't be what it is. You're right. If it's Americans, that's what you see. And America is a vast word for many people. All of us can be, can get off of that. So, hey, we know you're a Trump supporter. I'm not supporting none of them. I'll be honest with you, sir. That's just not me.
Well, listen. I mean, I'm supporting Trump as long as he, has my best interest.
Exactly
on the table. I don't need a savior. Hey, loyal to nobody. Right. Loyal to nobody.
Yes, you always said that.
Right.
You've been saying that from St. John's.
Hey, come on, he's my guy. Right now, and I'm keeping my eye on Obama though. Hey, man,
and I commend you for how you did with Hassan and Layla also the other day, man. So keep on doing what you're doing.
Yeah, let's you and I talk behind the scenes more because it's so layered, that whole world, man. I mean, I'm trying to be informative, because of the latest events, but at the same time, I saw that coming. Yeah, I saw that coming, and I moved on years ago. But let's talk behind the scenes, man. Great to hear from you, King Simon. Great to hear from you.
Yes, thank you, sir. And be safe, and we'll talk. Okay,
yes, sir. Salute.
All right.
Okay.
Peace.
King Simon tapping in. Hi, Cherie. Thank you for your support, darling. No, Cherie, I do date women, in their 40s. I just don't want to date older women that have, just issues and baggage and depression. I've never been depressed. Just so, I don't want an old woman draining me, with all due respect. I know I've said some pretty wild things about, I would never put my face in a vagina with gray hair. And I know. But as long as you're not depressed and you don't always have to tell your kids or your grandkids where you're going, holler at me. You're in North Carolina. Thank you for your donation. Send me a picture, please. Luxury Optic Design. I would love to get you back on the line. You've still got credit with me. Let's talk about what you're doing, the discounts. Guys, luxuryopticdesign.com. If customers have their own frame, we will put their new prescription into their frame. Send us a message. Say star and get 20% off. It's right there. Luxury Optic Design. Frames, contact lenses, 20% off if you mention star. Guys, sit tight on the phones. Hold on. Okay, Camille, I got your email. Thank you so much. We'll get that posted tomorrow. Gene Richmond, are you calling in? Gene Richmond, number 9. Hold on. Okay, Maurice. Yes, sir. We were mentioning Hudson Tubbs earlier. HudsonTubbs.com. Absolutely. Florida Boy Jay sending in more Busta Rhymes pictures with his breast exposed. Okay. Houston, where are you? Are you calling in? Where is Houston? I need to talk to you, Houston. I need to talk to you. You didn't get me the information I asked you for, man. Jesus. Area code 857. Good evening. Talking about Busta Rhymes wearing an evening gown on stage in Atlanta. Are you there?
Yeah, it's me, Joe Pilot. I thought you was Carmelo Anthony ain't a topic too.
For you, sir, I'll go back. Is Carmelo Anthony overrated? That's a question, sir.
Man, that man is overrated. That man is a perpetual bad decision maker. His whole life, I think he made bad decisions. This man went to Denver. The best thing that happened to him was George Karl. George Karl hid his horrible defense. George Karl hid his no passing, hid his poor rebounding, hid his poor three-point shooting. George Karl knew when to pass him the ball. That's why he actually took Denver to the Western Conference Finals. That's what. And then this man, after all that, then he gets it. His final year in Denver, he was about to become a free agent. His girl pressured him into demanding a trade out of Denver to New York. When the whole time in the New York Knicks are so poorly ran,
right?
He threatened them, talking about he wasn't going to sign there. When he said he was trying to go back to New York, and they were the only team in New York at the time. So they traded Danilo Gallinari and Wilson Chandler and a couple other guys. He's so stupid. You could have played out the year and went to New York and played with some guys and had a pretty good team. You probably could have did a run. Then he did the trade. Then he goes over there with Chauncey Billups. Yeah, he played good for a couple seasons. And then he got out of shape. Like, bro, he must have been going through it at home, because how you just get out of shape like that and you're a pro basketball player? And then every time there's a player that's any good, and then he had the audacity, like Phil Jackson brought him down to earth and basically said, I'm not coaching you. Phil Jackson was trying to get rid of Carmelo Anthony, and no one wanted him. Because Phil Jackson...
But hang on a second. Stop right there. Stop right there. You see, this is based upon me being from New Jersey. I'm nobody's fan, but I've rooted for the Knicks for a lot of years. And you're right, but didn't he re-sign Carmelo Anthony or Dolan? Didn't they re-sign Carmelo Anthony when Phil Jackson was there? Because, yeah, Phil wanted to get rid of him, but it didn't happen. And then ultimately they got rid of Phil Jackson. Yes?
Yeah, Phil Jackson was getting undermined the whole time he was there.
Right.
Phil Jackson, the guy Rose, he was basically undermining Phil Jackson, and Dolan was overriding Phil Jackson's all his decisions.
Right.
Phil Dolan's the one that kept Carmelo there. Phil Jackson wanted to get rid of him because Phil Jackson. There's one thing Phil Jackson knows, and it's basketball and great players.
Right.
And Carmelo wasn't that good at both. The guy was a bad finisher around the rim, bad three-point shooter. He couldn't pass and he couldn't rebound. This man was literally, what were the Knicks doing? The Knicks, like, they just ran horribly. Phil Jackson actually had an eye for talent. He signed Porzingis. He's still in the league.
Right.
Like he knew what he was doing, but Carmelo Anthony, then he got overweight. This man was on the beach wearing a sweater. That's how fat he got. He had how you wearing it's 95 degrees and you wearing a hoodie in the beach? Yo. And then his girl out here, he was just a perpetual bad decision maker
and a horrible dresser. Oh my God! Why does he think he's got style? Why does he think he's got style?
Because them little dark-skinned Baltimore hoes gassed him up because he was a little light-skinned with a nice little smile, no ditty. So he was gassed up ever since he been gassed up, you know? He was a little light-skinned with braids, you know, he could hoop a little, he was tall. So he thought he didn't have to try at anything. Didn't try at basketball, didn't try at dressing. He don't try, like, just great. Now he's out here getting then he's out here. Lala's just took a bag away from him, ruined his career.
Didn't they get divorced? Did they get divorced, him and Lala?
Yeah, she waited the 10 years to the day and divorced him to take a big chunk of that money. This dude's a perpetual bad decision. Then he's out here feeding up thoughts on the side. Yo, that dude's a big goofball. That's what Carmelo and he's overrated. Man.
So I appreciate this call. Please stay in touch. You can just flow.
You have a good one.
Salute. See that? I had to ask that question. I don't know what triggered. You know what triggered this? When the men's basketball team won the gold medal, salute to them. And again, I had to give LeBron James his props. You know, LeBron James came over to the sideline, so I was dapping up Carmelo, hugging, yeah. And of course, we already spoke about the Stephon Marbury situation. I was like, why are you sitting there with sunglasses, taking pictures with Sha'Carri Richardson? You ain't getting no ring for New York. Dream Richmond, are you there, sir? Friday night, a.k.a. number 9.
Hi, I'm here. How are you, Troy?
Good to hear from you, Gene.
that thumbnail of yours is very, very odious, but very.
You like it? You like it?
But very cute. But very cute.
Yeah.
It's almost like a girl next door. Like a girl next door feel. Or a boy next door.
Or a boy.
A boy next door.
Hey man, listen, you just sent me a picture, you and one of your beautiful snowflakes. So I wouldn't imagine that you've had time to comb through Kamala Harris's inflation plan and cost of living reduction. You had time or no?
Well, yeah, I call it the Kamala Harris's Project 25. As you know, there's a Republican version of that,
right?
And this is Kamala Harris's Democrat Project 25 version. I mean, but I wonder if people are at a loss of thought processes, or they're not understanding the way economics and politics work. I mean, Kamala Harris is the current vice president of the United States and a part of a Democratic administration. Have we seen any economic goals that have been met? Have we seen economics transcending better for the working class? Have we seen closed borders? Have we seen crimes decrease in Democratic-run cities? Have we seen improvement in public schools? In the last 4 years, she's been the proverbial invisible woman, and now this woman has some kind of miraculous 3-point plan that's going to turn around the American economic system. I think it's foolish for anybody to want to believe such a thing. I mean, she's currently here now in the White House, literally.
Yeah.
Have we seen any changes effectively for the better for the working class? I mean, this is what the Democrat Party prides themselves on, the party of the working man and woman. Have we seen any changes in our economics? Do we have better shopping options at the grocery store? Right. Is the fuel cost better throughout the 50 states? I think not. So, I mean, I think people become foolish when it comes voting season.
Can I jump in right there? Part of her economic plan, for those who don't know, in Raleigh, North Carolina today, Kamala Harris and her campaign released this policy, combating price gouging on groceries and food by authorizing the Federal Trade Commission to impose large fines on grocery stores that impose excessive price hikes on customers, eliminating medical debt for millions of Americans by possibly using federal funds to buy and forgive outstanding debt from health providers, capping the out-of-pocket cost of insulin at $35 per month for all Americans. This sounds like what some people want to hear, right? Especially the insulin part for those who have diabetes and things of that nature.
Once again, Project 25. This is Democrats' version of Project 25. This is the same talking point we heard from the Obama administration. We've heard this many times before amongst Democrat politicians and even Republican politicians of the past. This is more political machinations. This is political sensationalism. And again, it's talking points, once again, for election season. She comes from an administration that has, if you give this Biden administration a report card, they've failed time and time again, year after year for the last 4 years. Yeah. Kamala Harris is a textbook political leech, what they call a political hack.
I like that.
That's all she is. She's the female version of what they say an empty suit is. She's a hatchet woman who's used her feminine wiles to get to positions of power within the last 30 years in politics. This is all a performance, and we're going to see this performance come to a head this week at the DNC. It's going to be one of the biggest clown shows we've ever seen in the Democratic National Committee history.
I think so.
This is all smoke and mirrors. Kamala Harris doesn't really have a plan that is going to effectively turn around where the United States economy is as far as economic growth, economic advancement. And also, again, we're not talking about what's happening with her vast amnesty plan that she has for illegal aliens in the United States. I noticed that she hasn't talked about that. He uses terms like comprehensive immigration,
Right.
and he uses terms like immigration solution. All it is a vast new amnesty plan. And I'm sure the working class Americans would not go along with an amnesty bill to fund over 10 million illegal immigrants in the United States. So,
You see, when you get focused like this, I love to hear you just go. When you get focused like this, man. I'm gonna let you get back to what you're doing. You sent me a picture, so I don't want to interrupt, but great to hear from you. Anything else you want to put on the table?
Well, that's an old picture. I just wanted to remind you of who I was.
Oh, okay.
That picture.
Okay.
That picture. It was a reminder.
Oh, okay.
Of who I am, and I haven't changed. I sent that. I DM'd Dr. Umar Johnson that picture. He has yet to respond.
Okay.
But
yeah. Hey, before you go, any thoughts on Busta Rhymes wearing an evening gown on stage in Atlanta at a recent concert?
Well, Busta Rhymes is trendy. He's an icon in hip hop. He's got over 30 years under his belt of success. Some eras he's been less successful than others, but he's been consistent in hip hop since the early 1990s. And he's still here. Regardless of how you feel about him, his music or his career, I guess he's trending again. And this is the era of social revolution. This is the LGBTQ, trans, gender fluid, gender positive era. There are certain lifestyles that once upon a time that wouldn't have been accepted in hip hop, which are now free reign and open to be viewed and open to be shared publicly. And I think Busta Rhymes is engaging in the colloquialisms of the times, if you will. And I think
what you're saying sounds great, but he is Jamaican. I mean, that's sort of behavior, if you will. It's not acceptable back in Jamaica. They have laws against that. Yes, Bulgari.
I'm sure, but I'm sure Jamaicans they have very
not saying he's committing any acts of buggery, but just a little too zesty, flamboyant, if you will. But Batiman behavior.
Look at the way some of those Jamaican men dance. I mean, one can say that's very zesty. They have very zesty, very suggestive ways of dancing. They have these bouncing women off their pelvic areas and doing all kinds of weird, rain sexual dances that they do. So, I mean, this is nothing different. I mean, Busta Rhymes, again, is a man of the times. He's a hip hop icon, and he's a part of the so-called rap equation. Wasn't he honored last year with the Icon Award at the BET Awards? So he's official.
I don't watch BET. I wouldn't know.
Most blacks do, and that's why I'm bringing that
up. Hey man, great to hear from you. Let's catch up this weekend if you get time.
Oh yeah. One more thing. I just saw the new Alien Romulus movie.
I'm halfway through it. It looks pretty good.
I'm a big fan of the Alien franchise, especially the first two films, Alien and Aliens, with Sigourney Weaver. I think this one is the best. I think this one is the best film since Aliens, since the second one.
Okay.
Since the second one, yeah, this is a really good movie. I just saw it. I might see it again.
I'm gonna try and finish watching it tonight after the show here. But yeah, so far so good. I mean, I like the synthetic, the life form, the blackout. What's his name? Andy? I forget.
Yeah, Andy. He's an android. Yeah, he's a half human. He's a humanoid. Yeah, the first black humanoid. Yeah,
yeah. He closed the door and almost prevented them from getting through the area to the next ship. But hey, man, we'll talk later. Good to talk to you.
All right, thanks.
Yes, sir. Okay. Gene Richmond, aka Number 9, tapping in. Kamala Harris unveils opportunity. Economy game plan today. She was in Raleigh, North Carolina. Blade, I got your donation. Thank you for tapping in. Okay. Blade also says, okay. Thank you, Blade. Yes, Blade. We know that. Okay, Houston, are you calling in? I'll let you talk a little crazy. Guys, I don't see Darrick. Darrick, so you're out there, my alleged cousin. Earlier in the broadcast, I said, can you please take me off of that email thread with the legal stuff you're doing, please? But if you want to call in, please do. Someone pretending to be Elvin Hayes has sent a donation. Thank you so much. You're appreciated, okay? Let me go to area code 630. Good evening. Friday night, we're talking about a few topics. Busta Rhymes wearing an evening gown. Are you up to speed? Area code 630.
Hi.
Hey.
I'm going to be quick, and I am not going to discuss the Busta Rhymes thing.
Okay.
I want to go back to the Kamala Harris policy, which I haven't looked up.
Okay.
But I just want to say the way the country is right now, it's difficult for probably any politician to say they're doing something specifically for a minority community.
Okay.
So using the insulin thing as an example, if Black people are disproportionately affected by diabetes, if you say that I'm going to do XYZ for insulin medicine, that automatically affects the Black people who are disproportionately affected by that disease.
You're right.
So I just wanted to say that I have not looked in depth at any of the candidates' positions on anything, but there are certain things you just can't say publicly because it would upset other people.
You're right, and let's not rush off the line because I'm glad you pointed that out. The insulin, capping it off at $35 per month. Not that you have to be familiar, but back in 2009, when she did an interview on the Griot, she said no to reparations outright, but she did say, let's be clear, some of the things will benefit those who are disproportionately living below certain lines in America. So she did say that. Might you be, what is your ethnic background or makeup? Would you care to say?
Because this is recorded and people...
You don't have to say. Just say I'd rather not say. That's fine.
I don't want to say because I don't want somebody like 5 to 10 years from now bringing this recording up.
Got you. Okay. So what she's in pursuit of, the presidency, and you're right, certain things you just can't lock yourself into, and certain groups, what they may be asking for, Congress may see as not reasonable or plausible. Are you voting for her?
I don't know what I'm doing in November, and that is the truth as of today.
Okay. Do you vote?
I have voted in the past.
Okay.
Yes.
Does this election concern you enough to make sure you get out and vote?
It concerns me, but to the point that I will vote, I don't know.
Okay.
Yes.
Anything else you want to say? I mean, I'm not rushing you off the line. I mean, I'm really...
Well, because people who recognize my voice and the area code know who I am.
Gotcha.
And I am pretty nervous. I don't like doing stuff like this. Yeah.
Are
sometimes
you a content creator? Are you a content creator?
I don't describe myself like that.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I appreciate the call, and you can chime in again if you like. All right.
All right. Thank you.
Have a good night. I know. Okay.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Okay. Hey, man, I sent you. Is this who I think it is, Houston?
My nigga, what's poppin'?
Hey, man, are you getting my emails? I sent you 2 emails, maybe 3.
But I was sending the emails back. Like,
I didn't get
I
no
don't
email.
understand.
I didn't
like,
get no email back from you, man.
I can.
Listen, you don't have to take my word, but shortening your YouTube channel name, it would help. It would help. I'm just trying to help you out, man.
Okay, well, but I'm just saying, just put it up there. You know what I'm talking about? But shit, I was sending the emails back, but dog,
Good to see you up here with Kamala Harris, because you know I do not like her.
Come on.
I think I hate her more than Beyonce.
Damn.
I'm not bullshit. I'm not tripping.
Come on.
Like that woman right there, if you've never seen a woman hate black people, that's it right there. If people don't understand it. She's not even from here. I keep telling people she said she wasn't black. She ain't doing nothing for black people. And then when they talk about this bill that she's doing, she's bringing in immigrants. That's for immigrants. She ain't talking about us. If it was specifically talking about us, it would say it. If everything else is specific with people, they would put it in a bill. But it ain't specific for us. And then, first of all, what sane person would you let a woman run your house?
No, sir. No, sir.
So why the hell would you let a woman
run the country
that claims she don't even like black people? And then I see these mammies behind her sitting in the back, co-signing her. I'm like, she don't even like you. She locking up your dick.
Well, now, Houston, to be clear, she didn't say she dislikes black people. That's what you're assuming, yes?
Yeah, I'm assuming that, but she said she's not black.
Okay.
So why are you with her? Listen to what she's saying, and then I don't like looking at her. She looks sneaky. And everything about her. First of all, a woman ain't supposed to be in my face like that much. That's irritating. Like no other country respects a woman. So why the hell would you think that a woman can be president over here? This is not Mexico. You know what I'm talking about? Like people, I don't know, dog. Am I missing something here? Or is this the Twilight Zone, my dude?
No, I mean I'm letting you speak, man, and I appreciate pulling back on some of the profanity tonight. But
yeah, let
me ask you a question to be objective. And this is not to marginalize you, but is Kamala Harris the type of melanated woman that you never could get your hands on?
No, I would knock down printer her kind. That's easy.
Okay.
That's all around here. That's easy to do.
High yellow, uppity, bougie, AKA. You know, let's be clear. A lot of black men in America, that's the type they go for. When she was younger, that's the type they go for. They wife them up. They're not wifing up the dark-skinned girls. I mean, if we're talking general consensus.
Man, I've dealt with every sorority chick you can think of, and they all the same. It's still the light-skinned, dark-skinned thing with them too. And these black women got to understand that. He's not for you dark-skinned women either. And then she got all the dark-skinned women in the back. Like, you got to pay attention to what you're looking at. She's an AKA. They don't like dark-skinned women at all. See, I know about this type of thing. I know her type. You know what I'm saying? I know her.
Bingo. Hang on, Houston. I'm glad we're having this conversation. And again, let's be mindful of the profanity. You know her type, but now, objectively speaking, I'm a Trump supporter. You know this. But now, Margaret Thatcher was prime minister, right? Once upon a time?
Yep.
Some would say she did a hell of a job. Right? So now, hang on. Do you think that there's any plausible way that Kamala Harris could become president and do a similar job? I'm just asking a question. I'm a Trump supporter. I'm just asking a question.
Well, in their mind, they want that to happen, but it's not going to happen because look at the countries we deal with. They don't even respect their women like that. They women have to walk behind them. So and then she's melanated.
And then look where she's from. She's mixed with niggas. So it's a whole lot against her. And then people don't understand that. Am I missing something right here? Or like
I'm letting you speak, man.
It did.
Let you speak.
And then them niggas the niggas that sit up and support her, those the buck broken niggas. They like, oh, I give my wife my check type niggas. And then you got
beta males.
Then women.
Beta males. Beta males.
The nigga be like, oh, my wife get my whole check and man, get out of here, nigga. Okay. And then the dark skinned women don't even understand that she don't even like you. She AKA. Are you not understanding this?
I think a lot of people do understand, but again, man, I wanted to focus on her economic plan she laid out today. Hey, man, great to hear from you. Respond to the email.
The economic plan is for immigrants. It's not for anybody else.
Bingo. But
that's it.
Listen, respond to that email because that banner was paid for. So I got to know something within the next 3 days. All right, please.
Oh, I got you.
All right, take care. Thank you, Houston. Okay. Late night Friday, we're talking about Busta Rhymes wearing what appears to be an evening gown, or is it some type of new age sci-fi? I don't know. I'm trying to help the guy out here. Material. What is it? On stage in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm sure they loved it. You know. Do they still call Atlanta gay TL? That's what they used to call it back in the days. Gay TL? I'm not sure. Anyway, guys, also in my communities section, I have 2 new sponsors, 2 books at the top of the page and the second book. If you purchase either one of those books, I will give you 2 weeks free promotion in the community section. If you don't have a banner, we will make a banner for you, okay? Again, go to my community section. It's the link right there, the tab that takes you to the link in the community section. 2 brand new sponsors, and I want to drive traffic to them, okay? So if you purchase those books, send me a screenshot, and we will give you 2 free weeks promotion, and we'll put you in the showrunner here as well, okay? All right, sit tight on the phones. Lance, I got your donation. Thank you for tapping in. Alejandro, I got your donation. Thank you for tapping in. Florida Boy J, I got your email. Thank you. Blade. What is it you see talking about cleaning? Yeah, but that's old now, Blade. Kamala Harris talking about cleaning collard greens in the bathtub. You know, she's part Asian. They may have done that. Why? African Americans would not do that, but where she's from, maybe they did. Maybe they did. Let me go to area code 646. Is this the same person that called in? Good evening, 646. The same guy?
Star, can you hear me?
Yeah, you the guy called him a while ago cursing off the rip. Is that you, man?
Nah, I've never called before.
Okay, all right. How are you, man? Thank you for chiming in. Where do you want to start, sir? Friday night.
It's going on, Star. I sent my donation through PayPal.
Okay, salute, man. Salute to you. Where do you want to start with the topics? Okay.
Make sure. Yeah, you know, you got Busta Rhymes looking like a boxing man on stage. I don't know what's going on with Bust. He been dressing wild like that. I don't know. He falling off or something. I don't know what's wrong with him. You know what I mean?
Well, hang on. Are you from the New York? You from the New York? Are you from the New York tri-state area?
Yeah, from Queens.
Okay, stay with me. Stay with me. You know, when you're a younger man in your teens and 20s, you do that sort of weird stuff. You know, the fingernail polish and you dyeing your hair and all sorts of zesty behavior because you're young and you're trying to find yourself, so to speak. He's an older guy now, and it looks crazy, you know. And he's Jamaican, so I mean, I'm a little concerned. I'm not confused because if you ask me, a lot of these niggas when they get older, the truth starts to come out. I'm not trying to clown the guy about his sexuality. I have no inside information, and it's not that deep. But it just looks crazy in that long gown. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, back in the 90s, he wore some zesty stuff. I think he was in a video with Janet Jackson. Yeah. And his veneers, his face, he just looked bugged out, period. Like he was on Ozempic or something. He just looks bugged out. You know what I mean? I don't really mess with him no more. You know what I mean?
He's got a fire catalog. Let's not act like he doesn't. Fire! I saw him on stage. He rocked the crowd. But we have a right to at least ask without, making it so personal and mean-spirited. I mean, I met the guy one time. But it just looks crazy, man. And I'm trying to see if maybe he needs to just take a break or whether he's trying to appeal to a new market. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, he's always reinventing himself. I got respect for him as a musician. He is nasty. He's on a microphone, but the plastic and the stuff he's wearing is of bad taste. You know what I mean? It looks crazy. I mean, like, what is it? I've never seen. He's from Brooklyn. We always keep stuff to a certain standard. We may go outside the box and get fly, right? But he has on like some plastic gown. Like whoever put him on, he need to fire him. You know what I mean? It's just I understand what he's trying to do, but it's just a bad taste. You know what I mean? It's not. Yeah. It's not nothing I would wear. He's he pissed off the black community. He made some comments about
fussy man behavior. Fussy man.
Yeah. And he's just in a weird place right now. You know what I mean? He's a weird.
Boom, bye bye.
You know what I mean?
Huh? Come on. I'm wilding. Pardon.
He's in a. He's in a. I don't want to get to cursing. That's why I ain't say nothing, Star. I
appreciate it.
I don't want to get to cursing. You know what I mean? But Star, you somebody. I watched the show. I got a lot of respect for.
Appreciate
and
that.
You brought up Kamala Harris in today.
Kamala.
And
Kamala.
Kamala. And it was just one question I wanted to ask you since you was on politics.
Okay.
To see your point of view. It's something I was thinking about last night. I truly believe right now, if Trump sat down with the black community and we gave him a couple of things, maybe some infrastructure in the ghettos, something back to us, just one thing, maybe build some trade schools in the black community. And he was to sit down with the black community and he would give us and promote giving us specific things. I truly believe that Trump could go back to his crowd, tell them what he's going to do for black people, and they would still follow him. And I believe right now, if he was to do that, I think that's his only way to beat Kamala. So I think how we feel about Kamala right now, if Trump was to sit down with us and bring it to the forefront, I truly think he could beat her. But I don't think they're smart enough to do that. Do you think that he would ever do that one day?
He has, sir, on multiple occasions. He was in Atlanta, sitting down with black business leaders, if you will, but not religious people, and he has, and that's what people, I guess, don't want to acknowledge, or they think he's supposed to always make it celebrity driven. I mean, but hell, back when he was president, he invited Steve Harvey up to the White House. Jim Brown and all sorts of people, man. I mean, he's always sat down and heard quote unquote black people out. It's not like he's some distant, white guy and he's not listening to people. What state?
No, I mean,
what state are you in? What state are you in? I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I mean, if he sat down with us and he did specific things, because he spoke to those people, he even said black people built America. But I'm saying if we gave him specific things and he stood on it and he brought real people out, not those people. I'm talking about, you remember how Ice Cube wrote a plan? I'm talking about sit down with him and really formulate something tangible, and then present it to the world.
Hang on. He has done that. You got to do a little research, man. But I mean, what is it you're in seek of, if I may ask?
Me, myself, and I think the only way to change anything for black people is block voting.
Okay.
And if either candidate doesn't come with anything we agree with, we should not vote. If we have to wait 4 years and then the person says, okay, they're not playing, let's sit down at the table and give them something tangible, and then we'll put that person in office. And if that person doesn't provide what we requested, we don't vote for them. But I just voting is not getting us anywhere. And then if you really know what's going on, who becomes president doesn't mean anything anyway.
Yeah.
Because we know the private sector pretty much runs everything anyway. So,
and you do vote.
I have to be honest with you, sir. I've never voted, sir. I do not. Unless we block votes.
Hang on.
Really?
Hang on. You see, I heard you out. And, Trump has been sitting down with quote unquote black people on multiple occasions, but you got to do a little research here. Tonight we're talking about Kamala. We've had lengthy discussions about about Trump. But I mean, you got to be a part of the process. How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 46.
You never voted?
No, sir. I have to be honest. I've been in the military for 20 years. They give us like these. I've always been overseas. They give us like these things to vote with.
Right.
I've never followed through with it. I have to be honest. I didn't vote for Obama. Nothing.
Okay.
But something you brought up about Kamala, you asked those boys.
I appreciate your service, but it's a little research, man. Get back to me with regards to Trump. I mean, but you got to be part of the process. I mean, you were part of the armed forces. I appreciate that, but vote, man. Even if it's on a local level, be part of the process. All right.
No doubt.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you.
Yeah. Easy stuff.
Easy, yes, sir. She never voted. Chase from the Jace perspective. Okay, brand new link. Okay. We will get that cracking tomorrow. Darix, I don't see you, my alleged cousin. Darix, did you get my message? You've been including me on some type of thread, legal thread. Can you please remove me from that thread, sir? Please. Guys, sit tight on the phones. Are you the guy that keeps calling in cursing? If so, I just pushed the button.
That's not me. Not me.
Okay.
That's not me. It was good.
Good evening. How are you, man? He keep calling from his 646.
Let me mute the TV.
Okay.
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Where do you want to start, sir?
Kamala Harris. I voted Democratic all my life. Probably one of the worst things I've done.
Okay.
I voted since Al Gore in 2004. And, why exactly? As I got older, I got more into politics around Obama, and I was hyped. And I hear you call him nickel slick, and how, but I learned it's a symbolic. It's still a game. I don't think there could be a black president in a white supremacist system.
Okay. I'm listening.
So I voted for Hillary. The Democratic slave in me voted for Hillary after she called me a super predator in '94, and Biden passed the mass incarceration crime bill, and I have relatives that has done time. I'm the first one in my family, as far as men, to break that cycle of going to the penitentiary. But
good for you.
I voted for Joe Biden after he told Charlamagne, if you don't vote for me, you're not black. But it's like, it's just like there's no representation. There's no real representation. I don't think I'm going to vote. I thought about voting for Trump, but I'm like, maybe I'm not going to vote. But it's a bunch of black women who I come in contact with, and they just brainwash, just like before about voting for Joe Biden. And now they're just like, it's just, I even hate to talk politics with people, but this may be the first time I never vote for a president. This might be the first time, and I wish I felt like that with Joe Biden and Trump, but the Democratic slave in me, went and pulled the lever for Biden. And
let me say this, I don't try to influence people with regards to who they should or they shouldn't vote for. That's not what I do. I put my business out there, to be transparent, but who you vote for it's up to you. I'm not trying to rally people behind my voting record, so to speak, but I have no problem stating who I'm voting for and the reasons for that. A guy just called in here saying if Trump would sit down with black people, he just sat down with the National Association of Black Journalists in Chicago. He has no problem sitting down with black people, but I let him speak. You made reference to, what did you say, white supremacy?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, it's like
hang on. Not that I'm promoting white supremacy. Would black supremacy be better than white supremacy?
If you're black, yes.
Tell me how, please.
Because you describe a racist as wanting the best for one's own race, right?
One concerned with one's own race. That's the old definitions, the old dictionary definitions of racist. But go ahead.
Yes, it's like the old. It's been changed over the years.
Yes.
Whether but so if there's if
black supremacy,
yeah, if I'm discriminated, if I lose opportunities in society for increasing the quality of my life based off the color of my skin, that means that there's nothing wrong with me being black. It's the fact that the system is not to benefit me. I feel like race is associated with a certain class, and whether you be, as you call a wise, wise or one of the elite, who family is comes from money or benefited from just slavery, and they had a head start. The Jews got their reparations in 1952, and they was able to make a move. So black supremacy would benefit me if I take part in it. Of course, you still got to play ball, but at least the chips is on your side. So it's like I'm not.
That's a hypothetical question. It's not a trick question. It's a hypothetical question. Would you prefer living under white supremacy or black supremacy? If we had to look at the examples of black supremacy, what would be a place, country, if you will, where those black governments are thriving? The countries are strong economically. The militaries are, strong, and the people are united. Can you give me an example?
Would you count sand niggas as black? Anything melanated?
You tell me. Tell me.
Well, I would say look at the Middle East as far as say Saudi Arabia, is a melanated people. They're not European. They're not Caucasoids. And, of course, they have a different, religion plays a major part in all of these superpowers and structures. But I would say that as far as I wouldn't want blacks to go anywhere and start over, I wouldn't want blacks to start right here in America because my ancestors built this raggedy-ass country, and I have every right to flourish in this country.
Listen, I'm listening to you. I'm letting you talk. I'm not saying whether you're right or you're wrong, but at this stage of my life, 60 years of age, a drastic change, a shifting of the guard, if you will, could be a good thing. It could be a good thing, but then again, it could be the worst thing that we've ever experienced. If you're used to one system, the new system comes into power, and people are arguing, fighting. People who can't work together, don't like each other, might be a little concerning. Yes, I'm just asking. I'm not trying to sway you.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. But then again, it's like, is it getting any better? If things stay the same, is it getting any better for a particular group of people? Maybe yes. Like, these presidents, they don't have anything that they're offering that's going to give, people that have been looked over a fair shot. But I guess it's if I could inherit.
Why are you worried about a group of people? Why aren't you out for self?
I'm definitely, I have a group as far as like my immediate circle,
Why do you have a circle? Are they just people from the past that you grew up with, and are they family? Who's your circle?
My circle is right now, and I'm in LA, but I'm from Brooklyn. I live in Harlem. Right now I'm in LA. I'm in a nice area. I won't say which. I'm in a nice area. I come from the projects. I've done well for myself.
Okay.
Right. And there's certain people I want to bring, but they can't come because they don't see the bigger picture. You know, I could get rid of them by loaning them $1,000, then they go missing. I have my friends. One of my right hand man flew back to New York to do something for a development project that we got going on for affordable housing. Now I come from the projects, so I live a life that I didn't know existed because I thought everybody around me was poor, but that's not the case. I just was around everybody that was poor.
So to be fair, to be fair, and I gotta take another call here. Your circle is people that you grew up with. People that are that are, and I'm just going by what you described, no disrespect, hanger-ons, leeches, bum niggas, if you will. Niggas you got to pay to get rid of.
Not at all. Not at all. The total opposite.
You just said,
and we work together.
You just said something about giving them money to...
No, those are the people that I had to let go because they didn't see the bigger picture.
Okay.
Those people I had to leave behind. Okay. But my circle was we doing a family day tomorrow in my neighborhood. I may fly back in the morning for it.
Gotcha.
We got a bunch of stuff going on. You know, I'm not, you know, it's not to be spoken about, but I'm doing well, and there's a lot more opportunity.
Good for you. Good for you. All right. Well, hey man, I appreciate the call. I'm not trying to critique, you know, your circle, and as long as you're voting, I think that's the most important thing. All right.
Can I say one thing?
Go ahead.
The difference between a guy from Harlem and a guy from Brooklyn. A guy from Harlem will shoot you over drugs and money. A guy from Brooklyn will kill you
over $3 in a coat.
Have a good night.
That's an old saying. Thank you, sir. Niggas been saying that since the 80s. What was the point of that? Uh-oh. You've called back, sir, Mr. Gene Richmond, a.k.a. number 9. You call back.
Hi. You know, can Kamala sit down with black people to work on a black plan? Work on a black plan for black people.
Don't attack previous callers. I let the man speak. Do you want to chime in? You want to chime in?
Fine. I will say this. I'll take white supremacy 7 days a week, twice on Sunday. when the race war happens, I want in on the white side. You understand? when the race war goes down, the white supremacy has been good to me. It has been good to my family. It has been good to us for decades here. The framers gave us this great country. They gave us this constitution. The European built this country. The Europeans started this free market capitalism that we enjoy today. The white man has given us innovations, inventions, and good old wholesome times in America. It hasn't always been great. But you know, white supremacy is why we're here. So I don't want any of that other Negro talk, and we don't need it and all that stuff. I'll take white supremacy 7 days a week, twice on Sunday. I just had to.
I want to give you a little pushback. You see, I'm not a know-it-all, but I wanted the guy who I was just speaking to when I asked him about examples of powerful black supremacy, if you will, you know, and you just referenced European. What was that? How'd you say it? Trading. What'd you say?
What was that?
You stated something about European trading. I didn't.
No, I meant the European lexicon, the model, if you will.
That was actually from the Kingdom of Kush, Nubia. Trading, if you will.
Not necessarily trading per se in what you're speaking of. We're talking about trading as far as
Kingdom of Kush. Set the model.
I understand.
Set the model.
I understand.
Not Europeans.
We're talking about a more universalist model. Oh, okay. is what I'm talking about.
Whatever
modern day.
Whatever that means.
Is what I'm talking about. No, it's what I'm talking about. That's what it means. That's what I'm talking about. You're trying to do some half-breed Italian black quasi. I know what you're doing.
Now he's making it personal. Now he's making, come on.
No. It's not personal. Not personal. You're trying to flip this, and I get it. But
Kingdom of Kush.
you know what I'm talking about.
Trading.
I know, I get
Capitalism,
no,
if you will.
you're talking about trade origins. I get what you're saying.
Okay.
But I'm talking about a more universalist modern day. Is what I'm talking.
All right.
That's what I'm talking.
I got to get back to the calls,
But-
man. Good to hear from you again.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Don't let these Negroes sway you.
Okay.
Don't let these blacks sway you.
Well, I'm a white man with a tan. You know that already. But good to talk to you. Thank you, man. Yes,
You're a
sir.
white man with a thing.
Okay, number 9. Peace. Area code 312. Thank you for your patience. Are you there? 312.
Hey, peace, star. This is B-Boy Rock Love. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you, man. How are you?
Hey, man, peace. Thank you for all that you do. I got a couple of bullet points. I'm not going to be too long.
Go ahead.
The first bullet point I got is when I was a teenager, my mom bought me a book written by Trump called Think Like a Billionaire.
Okay.
Wonderful book. It talked about if you want to be rich, hang around rich people, things like that. And that was before Trump was on the Republican side, because before he was on the Democrat side, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so I just think that, as Trump has sort of shifted, his views have shifted too. And it's all right with me. I voted for Trump unapologetically.
Okay.
When he ran first. And as a black entrepreneur myself, I saw overnight when Trump talks about black jobs, people know what he means. If anybody was paying attention, overnight when he got ICE to get all these illegals out of here, all the McDonald's, Taco Bell, not like that's jobs that black people necessarily should strive to have, but they're jobs. And I saw overnight the manager jobs shift from Latino Mexicans to black people. So that was the first time that I actually saw my vote. I could see it in action, if that makes sense. I could see, this is doing something for my people. Does that make sense?
It does. It does. And, again, I don't try to tell people who and what they should and shouldn't vote for. What I do is I do for my sole interest. A guy called in earlier and said he didn't vote, but he did serve in the military, but he wasn't familiar with the fact that Trump met with black business leaders in Atlanta at a barber shop. They had a round table. Did you see that?
I got on I just got on about 45 minutes ago, so I probably missed. Yeah.
So there are examples out there, if you will, but I'm more so tonight's focus is Kamala Harris unveiling her opportunity economy information.
Yeah, you know what, sir?
Policy, if you will. Okay.
Right, and I've heard it, but it's like I've heard nothing. She's not saying anything as far as what I've heard, and I've been listening.
It's revamped. It's revamped.
I'm sorry.
It's revamped Joe Biden policies. Go ahead.
Right, and here's my bullet point about Kamala Harris. Okay. I don't know if you know, Tariq Nasheed has invited both Kamala and Trump
that I do
to his museum.
Mm-hmm.
And so far, he said that Trump's people are reaching out, and it looks like they might have somebody come out, but Kamala not so much. Now, This is what I want to say about Kamala. I think that's a great idea for him to invite both of them. And Kamala, I think she gets a bad rap of not have. Okay, we can understand she's not black, but she does have the black experience. She went to Howard. She had a black brother, I guess a political guy, right? So you can't really deny that she doesn't have a black experience. Her problem, I think, is that she has an out whenever she needs it. Okay, whenever it gets hot, she can just say, "Okay, I'm Indian" or "I'm this or that."
Right.
But if she really wants our vote, she should step up and take that invitation and show everything. Hey, we know politics is a game that has to be played, and she plays a game. Obviously, remember when she didn't like Joe Biden. She was going in at him, and then all of a sudden she's his VP. So we know that politics is a game, but if she's going to play the game to win, she needs to take that invitation or somehow, revisit her. Oh, I'm not going to do anything for just black people. She needs to correct that.
Right.
Okay. And then the other thing is, I wanted to just ask you, what's the best way? I wanted to talk to Amy or whoever runs how to become a sponsor.
Okay.
And I just wanted to know if you could just tell me. I know you've said it several times, but if you could just tell me.
I'll put the information on the screen. Just send an email to hater1964@yahoo.com. It's
you said 1964 at Yahoo.
It's always in the video description. It's on the screen right now. The hater1964@yahoo.com. It's the best way to get a hold of somebody.
Okay. All right. Thanks for taking my call,
Hey,
Star.
man, I appreciate you and stay in touch. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Friday night, we're having a good discussion here. I'm going to wrap this up soon. Big Elvis, the Chef Rosenberg. Are you calling in, sir? This topic is somewhat premium black news. Busta Rhymes wearing an evening gown on stage. Has anybody seen Busta Rhymes in concert as of late? Does he have all sorts of things on stage? Fireworks? Men jumping around with some type of beaks on their head. Big Elvis says Busta outfit looks like, ooh, okay. Call in, Elvis, if you like. I appreciate your support. Truth Be Told podcast, Glamour. Good to hear from you. Let me see if one more call. Did I speak to this person? You are my last caller, 917. Did we speak yet?
No, we didn't speak yet. Peace, Star. Peace.
How are you, sir? Peace.
Good. I don't know if you have a second to Google what Busta Rhymes wore to the 1997 MTV Music Awards.
I saw
Similar
it.
thing.
Are you talking about
this is nothing new.
The yellow halter top with the choker?
No, he's wearing something identical to what you're talking about.
Yes. Well, you're talking about when he had
like a red and white gown.
Yes, he had the locks, but he had pants on under that gown type of outfit. He had pants on.
A feminine outfit.
But there were pants. This new outfit, the red evening gown, no pants. I saw no pants, sir. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, because I think he understands that this is more accepted in today's climate, so why not?
Yeah.
So, and I know you had I can't think of the bodyguard's name when he was talking about it before when he tapped in with you, but he's been exposed. As you would say, we got him.
But hang on a second. Yes, today's generation is different. We know this already, but Busta Rhymes is Jamaican. This type of behavior is frowned upon unless, things have changed back home, unless this type of Fasiman behavior is acceptable. Maybe they're doing something in Jamaica. I don't know about it. I saw a documentary.
No. There's a difference. I'm Jamaican like him. He wasn't born there, neither was I. So there's a difference between being of Jamaican descent and being actually from the island.
Right.
If he was from the island, he would know better than do this, Batiman activity. Mm-hmm. So, like I said, he's just exposing what he's been slowly letting us know over the years, and now it's just more confirmation.
Might he be a Yankee boy, who's lost his way, and he's fallen victim to the American, the dollar, if you will, fallen victim.
Yeah, of course,
lost
of course.
himself.
The almighty dollar. He wants to attend Diddy's parties. He wants to attend other Death Fest activities, the all white parties. He wants to bunny hop with Meek Mill, all that.
Fasiman is a very old terminology, yes? Like dinosaur.
Yeah, Chichiman.
Yeah, Chichiman. Fire and we burn him, right?
You ain't lying.
Yeah. All right. I appreciate the call, man. Thank you.
Wait, hold on. I also wanted to touch on Kamala.
Okay, go ahead. Kamala, sir. Kamala.
Yeah. Yeah, or whatever her name is. You know what? At first, I thought it was interesting when she was talking about the down payment assistance thing. But the problem with it is the problem is the demand. Adjusting the price is just going to rise the demand and cause more of a problem. So some of the bullet points on it sound good at first. When you look more in detail, though, it's like this is just going to make things worse.
Yeah.
It's like putting a Band-Aid on a shotgun wound.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I think at this point, if you're voting Democrat, when you look at what's actively going on in Democratic-ran states, and I don't know, it's all
sanctuary cities.
Yeah, no, look at Chicago.
Yeah, New York. New York's a hell of a
it's all bad. I hate to say it. I'm not, I am going to vote. I am going to vote for Trump. I'm not saying a Trump supporter, but I oppose the Democratic Party so much that, like, you can't let these guys get in control.
Right.
Another interesting thing I heard today, I didn't confirm if it's true, that a lot of people, major figures and political figures in the Middle East refuse to sit with women.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Did you hear anything about that?
Well, that's been a fact over the centuries, if you will. But, times have changed and we are the power structure that we are. So it really comes down to what Congress really wants here, because as I'm sure you know, the president is selected, not elected by the popular vote.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. If that was the case, we would have had Bob Dole.
There you go. Yeah.
But I think people just have to vote. You got to vote Republican at this. If you vote Democratic, the only people who win in this election is Iran, China, and Russia.
Yeah.
At this point.
I appreciate the call, man. I got to go.
Appreciate you, Star. Peace.
Thank you. Big Elvis the Chef, you are my last caller. Big Elvis the Chef. You've got the premium Black News channel on YouTube. Yes?
I do, Star. Big Elvis the Chef Rosenberg, I am here.
How are you, man? Good to hear from you.
And we just did a show on Sunday. We got another one coming 2 days from now.
Okay.
We're going to keep the Sunday thing, and I got Ulrich, he's the educator.
Nice.
Yeah, the email, the super chat the Cash App, I wrote down that Busta Rhymes' outfit looks like a labia minora.
Yeah.
It looked
I caught it.
It looked so much like the JJ, just like, and then when he walked, you could tell that there was like 2 feet of leg, like pant leg.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be like a dress. It'd be like, no, they were pants. I'm telling you, look at the bottom. But when he stood and turned, it actually looked like a blooming vagina. It was just pretty amazing, actually. I think Missy Elliott, they're on tour together, so maybe it was something out of her closet. I don't know.
Yeah,
but
it's a gown. A dress is shorter, right? A dress is shorter.
Well, it was all the way down to the ground, dragging on the stage. It was so big and like just so close.
A luxurious gown.
Right. A true labia minora, blooming on stage.
Hey, Elvis.
I see you, Busta.
Yeah. Matrix. They're working on a new Matrix and finishing it up. Do you know? Matrix film.
I don't know about the new Matrix happening. All I know is that I'm supposed to be seeing the Alien movie. That's why when number 9 started talking about it, I lowered the volume. I didn't want to hear what he had to say.
Yeah,
I want to test that out.
I'm digging it.
I want to see that in the theater.
Yeah, I'm digging it.
Yeah, I want to see it in the theater. I can't wait. But of course, if there's a new Matrix, after the show that I did on YouTube, wearing the "What About Me" Poe sweatshirt, I can't believe they didn't consult with me to be involved in the next movie. That's how great my review was.
Okay. Well, hey, man.
You are appreciated, sir.
You as well. So I'm going to shut this down, man. Have a good weekend if I don't see you tomorrow. Okay.
Perfect.
Thank you. Okay.
Run, Busta Rhymes.
Run, girl. Yeah.
Run, girl.
Big Elvis, the Chef, tapping in.